Come on in, you guys. Come on in. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about insulin resistance. I know you're shocked, right? Actually, the topic for today, this is how I did this. So, still stuck by summer's end? Like, is this where you are? Because here's how you can stop the cycle before the holidays hit. And I know you're thinking, holidays, listen, everybody's doing Christmas in July. Let's do our own little version. Let's do our own little recalibration. So this is actually born out of just being super aware that like we're coming to the end of July. And I know for myself, actually summers are harder than winter. Does anybody else feel this way? I would love to know. Let me know if you're in on the replay. Let me know where you're coming in from. And let's just talk about how sometimes, we get to this point in the summer and we're like, we already threw in the towel because like we were invited to too many amazing things. I mean, it's just real, right? Weddings and graduations and family reunions and 4th of July and like, come on, right? And there's just this feeling of sometimes like it's kind of that happiness. It's that sunshine happiness. And so summers can actually be much harder than the winter. But we're going to get into that, so don't worry about that. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you. Very good to see you. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I was raised by a type 2 Italian dad who was insulin dependent. And so, this looks like it's going to be weird. Hold on. Let me change my microphone. That literally was my whole life. And so a lot of obesity and type 2 diabetes inside of my Italian family. And I am now, fast forward, like I'm 60. My dad died when I was 30. Now I'm 60. He was 63. And I'm the only person in my family, my immediate family, to have avoided type 2. Why? Why was I the one? Considering the fact that I had been gestational diabetic with one baby, hypoglycemic with another baby. I had the frozen shoulder when I was 50. I mean, like my body screaming insulin resistance for many, many, many years. So why? Why was I the one? Well, I can tell you exactly why. And this is why I come on here every single day, because I know exactly how I did it. There's no type 2 in sight. I just feel like my lighting is super weird today. My lighting, it's because of the lighting outside. So anyway, it just offsets the lighting inside my house. I just really do know exactly what I did and how I got there. And this is why I get to share and help you guys do the exact same thing. And then you crush my results. So all right, so let's just kind of chat about it for a half a second. We never stay on here too long because you just need a daily dose. You need a daily dose of encouragement, a daily dose of, listen, if I can do this, freaking anybody can do this. Because I was so addicted to sugar. I was in the cycle because it's a biological cycle. It's biological. It's what happens is you begin to crave and crave and crave because your body is trying to regulate itself, right? So let's just kind of dive in. Let's dive in. Hold on. Okay, so I just feel like I had a better, there we go. So 3 hidden reasons why you are stuck. If you're stuck, and if you're not, celebrate yourself and be really excited that you're not, right? But 3 hidden reasons why you're stuck and 3 small shifts that you can change everything by Christmas. 3, you guys, just 3. We don't need a lot, just 3. How about that? So maybe you're stuck in food confusion and diet hopping. Anybody? Let me know in the comments if you are kind of stuck in food confusion and or diet hopping. Maybe you're saying things like, should I even try keto again? I just need to eat less bread. But what do I even eat? And you've got like this confusion. Like, I'll just cut this out. Oh, but wait, it's really hard for me to go dairy-free because blah, blah, and I'm not dairy-free, but there are times that I'm trying to be better, right? And I'm like, oh, but then I did just go buy cottage cheese and yogurt. So we have this like brain confusion going on. I get it, right? I get it. How about, why does everything contradict itself online? Why is there so much? Do you live in Minnesota? Alabama, I love that. Oh, Jody, it's Jody. Hi, Jody. Good to see you. Good morning. Alabama, diet hopping for sure. Good morning, Alabama. Are you more or less humid than we are in Minnesota? Like we were just in Louisville over the weekend. The humidity was, oh, no. And then I come home to Minnesota and we have really, really high humidity today, like 73%. And I'm like, I went out for my walk this morning and I'm like, still not even close to Louisville. Not even close. Louisville was like, you cut it with a knife. Anyway, side note, sorry. All right. So, you feel like everything contradicts itself online, and you're right, it does, because there are different audiences for the different person who's speaking. My audience, you are here with me if you know that you are insulin resistant and nothing else has been working, or the things that you used to do aren't working anymore because you've never changed out your glasses. You never changed the lens as to how you were viewing weight loss through. Being insulin resistant is different than the person who can lose weight by counting points or calorie deficit only. You're just in a different camp, except the camp that you're in. Ella, you go outside and the air is awful, hard to breathe. Yep. And that's why I always say, like, I really love humidity. Like, I love the way it makes my skin feel, but I also don't have asthma. I don't have an upper respiratory condition. So I'm aware that I get to love humidity because I don't have those issues. Like going for my walk this morning, it's like, it's not hard for me to breathe, right? But I'm also Minnesota humid, not Alabama humid. Anyway, okay. So what can you actually shift so that you can like stop kind of some of that food confusion, et cetera? You're probably thinking, I'm eating healthy. Oh, I hear this all the time from you guys, all the time. I'm eating healthy, so why am I still gaining weight? Do you feel like that? Oh, I'm eating clean. I've really cleaned things up. Why am I still gaining weight? Why can't I lose 1 pound? All right. So when we talk about shifting out our habits, learn how to anchor one consistent habit with something else you're already doing. Has anybody ever done that before? Habit stacking, where you decide, that's it. I'm going to get 30 grams of protein before noon every single day. And I mean protein that doesn't spike your sugars. So we do grain-free and legume-free. Okay. So protein, like for instance, this morning I woke up and I didn't even count my grams. Let's see, what was I? I was probably 18 and 13 and probably 28 and probably 32 grams of protein. And that's not super high for me, but it's a perfect example. I had 3 eggs and then I had a chicken sausage from Aldi. So it's like an Italian chicken sausage. And so that's about 33 grams of protein. Perfect. That is protein that will not spike my sugar. So how can I get that before noon for me? And if you're intermittent fasting and it's working for, like, don't fix what isn't broken. But I'm teaching the concept of, if you will choose protein, and this is why I have my Banish Bloat Burn Fat protein guide. It's free. But because I have that, because I want you to understand that if you will start your day with straight protein like that, you will stabilize your blood sugars, you will feel full longer, and you will be on a path. My blood sugars will not spike now. I fueled my body with straight protein. And now my body's like, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Now I will give you mental clarity and you're just going to feel really good today. And that's kind of how that goes. So how can you anchor getting in 30 grams of protein before noon? Now, I also personally, I have a grass-fed whey protein powder that's 30 grams of protein, super clean, sweetened with stevia. You guys can always message me whey and I'll get you that stuff. But my point being that if I just wanted to do that because I'm on the run, this last weekend when I was out of town, I brought my protein powder with me. I brought my shaker cup with me. I brought my unsweetened almond milk with me and put it in the mini fridge in the hotel because I knew that I was just going to be running and I would not have control over what was happening for breakfast. So shake it up, drink it. Sometimes 2 scoops, get 60 grams, sweetened with stevia, really fill up my belly, and off I go. And I don't have to think about food and I'm not worried about it. Okay, I'm just giving you a little tip there. But if you anchor it with something like, for instance, if every time you're going to, you're going to wake up and you're going to get in the shower, maybe while you've got the shower on, you put some eggs on low, something like that, right? Or maybe you already have hard-boiled eggs already made the night before and they are in your fridge. Okay, so again, stabilize your blood sugar, reduce your cravings, and begin reversing your insulin resistance. This is one of the biggest things ever, to be able to change things. So that's number 1. Okay. So number 1 is, if you are stuck in food confusion and diet hopping and you're just wondering, like, why is there no consistency with everything that I'm hearing online? I don't even know what to eat. Like, what the heck, blah, blah, blah. Everything is so contradictory. Anchor in 30 grams of protein minimum before noon every day. Like, wake up and say, I'm going to stabilize, and then move forward in your day. Number 2, maybe you are focused on surface fixes and not root causes. Root. How do I say it normally? Root. I say root. I'm in Minnesota. So root, depending upon where you live. Root if you're in Minnesota, apparently. Maybe you're thinking this: if I just worked out more, I'd feel better. Well, that's possibly true, right? I mean, I do feel better when last night I got into the gym a little bit so I could work out my shoulder and build some muscle, blah, blah, blah. This morning I went for a walk. That may be true, right? However, maybe that's not fixing what needs to be fixed. So you're working on maybe a surface fix and not a root cause fix. We are a root cause conversation, you and I, right here, every day. Root cause, let's get to the root. I need to lose 10 pounds fast before fall hits. Like, I got to move. It's that Saturday night dance thought process that I talk about. The dance is coming up and I can lose 10 pounds in 3 days because I'm 17 years old. And we're like, I gotta lose weight fast because fill in the blank, whatever you have on your calendar. Or maybe I should do another detox or just skip meals. And you're just looking for that Band-Aid, that surface fix, and not dealing with your root cause. This is why I talk to you guys about stuff like this all the time. My other Patty is in the house. Good morning, Patty. Good to see you. Okay. It is not just about eating less, you guys. Let's clear this up right now. You want to know exactly what's going on inside your body? I'm going to tell it to you in 3 minutes or less, probably 2 minutes or less. It's about fixing what's happening on the inside of your body. Listen, if your liver is not filtering, you won't be like burning a pound. You will not be burning fat. If your gut isn't absorbing, pretty much you're not going to go anywhere. If your insulin is high, nope, body won't burn fat. Nope. No matter how clean you eat. But I'm eating healthy. That could mean a bazillion things. When I receive that message, I'm like, what does that mean? I'm eating healthy. I'm eating clean. And I'm telling you, it's not, okay, glasses, okay? It's not the lens. Do you want organic food? Of course you want organic food. Do you want gluten-free? Of course you do. But gluten-free gluten isn't what's affecting your blood sugar. Grain is. So you need to be grain-free. There's a lot of noise. I'm with you. Do we eat organic? Do I just only shop for things that are non-GMO? Do I only shop for things that are gluten-free? Do I only shop for things that are dairy-free? Do I only shop for... Sure, but that's still not the glasses. This pair of glasses right here, and you only need one pair, in my opinion. You only need one pair, okay? This pair of glasses is called insulin resistance. Put them on. Let everything else fade away. Shut off the noise. And everything you put in your mouth, ask yourself, will this spike my sugars? And call on insulin. Everything you supplement with. Hold on, I'm going to make a noise. Oh, not too bad. Am I just taking supplements just to take supplements because I just grabbed a bunch of, samples at Costco, or my friend is taking this, or somebody had an Amazon find, blah, blah, blah? Are these targeted for my insulin resistance? Okay, that's the glasses, the lens in which to look at everything through. Over time, yes, purchase more organic than you don't. Non-GMO, amazing. Pretty much everything that I touch is non-GMO. Non-GMO, organic farms and fields and traceable and amazing and all the stuff. My grass-fed whey protein powder, non-GMO. Yes, you want all of that, of course, because you don't want to burden your body more. You want to burden it less. But the lens, insulin resistance. Okay. So it's not just about eating less, it's about fixing what's happening on the inside. This is your liver, your gut, your insulin so that you can burn fat, because insulin is a hormone. So this is a hormonal conversation. It's not a calorie in, calorie out conversation. Do calories matter? Yes, they do. But again, it's not the lens. Your glasses are not called eat less, move more. Your glasses are not called calorie, what did I just call that? What is that called? You eat in a calorie deficit. Your glasses are not called calorie deficit. Your glasses are not called count your points. Your glasses are not called gluten-free. They're called insulin resistance. I have one lens in which I talk to you about everything for, and then we take it from there, and everything else gets layered on top. Okay. All right. So supplements matter when they support those systems. And that is, I talk about pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3. If you go to my website, you'll see all 3 pillars. They're laid out. It couldn't be more clear in the way that it's laid out. I also have my free protein blueprint, blah, blah, blah. But you see my face. It's my first last name.com. But my point being that pillar 1 right there. Pillar 2 right there. Pillar 3 right there. Very simple. All pillars, all 3 of them together right there. I'm just telling you, like, it's very simple, but because we are dealing with your insulin, your gut, and your liver. Your insulin, your gut, and your liver. All 3 things that matter. Okay, last one. The first one was very much, you have food confusion, maybe diet hopping. Let me know if that's you. Number 2, you're focused on surface fixes and not root causes. Oh, I just have to work out more. I just have to, put another Band-Aid on for this. I just have to do another detox. I'm just going to start skipping meals. I'm just so anxious to move forward. And then you put a Band-Aid and a Band-Aid. You got it. Number 3. This was me, so I had to fix it really, really, really fast. Okay, it took me a while, but then when I did, I never looked back. You're obsessed with the scale, and it is messing with your mind. You're obsessed with the scale, and it is messing with your mind. Maybe you're like, I only lost 2 pounds this month. What is the point? What's the point? Like, geez, if I can only lose 2 pounds, why am I working so hard to figure this out? That's not enough. Or maybe you're like, I'm doing everything right, but the scale hasn't moved at all. Hello? What the heck? Wasn't that the goal? Maybe you're like, if I don't see a change in 7 days, I just feel like a failure. That's it. Just count me out. I'm too old. My metabolism is broken. My body is, just low functioning. This is the way that it is. Yada, yada, yada. However, you measure your success by these things. You're less bloated. You have more energy. Your jeans are getting looser. Who wants looser jeans? Better sleep, fewer cravings. This is why when you lower your insulin, when you start to finally get fat burning, that does kick in. And can it take a minute? Anybody? Do you think it might take a minute sometimes to turn the ship around? Yes, but it's not always instant, and it's not always on the scale. So this is why I say to you guys, measure yourself. Measure yourself. I got rid of my scale probably maybe it's about 8 years ago now. 7 or 8 years ago. I was just, I can't do this anymore. I can't mentally do this anymore. This is stupid. My emotions are attached to a freaking number. So if I'm constipated and my weight is up, I'm attached to this. Stupido. I'm done with that. I got rid of it. I started measuring, and I wrote it on little jagged pieces of paper that I just ripped out of a notebook, and I'd write down bust, waist, hips, left leg, left thigh, left arm, right arm. And I've been doing that now for years so that I could see my own progress. And I'm going to tell you, one of the biggest things that messes you up mentally is when you begin to burn fat. Number one, it'll probably burn off in areas that you weren't thinking about first. You're like, dang it, why wasn't it my belly first? But it changes your body composition. And so now your clothes don't fit. And so your brain says either you're gaining weight or you're really not losing weight. Like maybe you're just losing water weight, or your brain says something different because it changed body composition and you weren't thinking of it that way. So if you don't measure yourself, you're still thinking that you are the same size sometimes, especially if you have a, like belly fat, etc. And you start, maybe this is called body dysmorphia. I don't know if that's what that's really called. That's probably a very strong term. I don't mean it that way. Probably just like you're not rightfully seeing your body because you're used to it being a certain composition. Now the composition has changed, so it kind of throws you off a little bit. But I want to tell you, keep going. Just measure and keep going. Measure, put your head down. Measure, put your head down. And don't be so hard on yourself, and just allow your body to become however it's going to become as it burns fat. Allow that journey to happen for you, okay? So you want to have a different set of how you are gauging your success. No root cause all the way, feeling better. Patty, woohoo! That's right, Magda. Good morning. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. So sometimes we just feel super stuck. We feel like, gosh, there's so much food noise out there, or there's so much dieting noise, and there's so much like, there's so many quick band-aids, 3 steps to lose 10 pounds by, Tuesday, and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, we kind of get whiplash back and forth. And instead of just saying, I'm going to go on my journey. It was last July that I had a customer. She started on the Trio last July, type 2. And she was being mindful of what she ate, added a few really good recipes into her repertoire. And she's just chugging along, and she's feeling better. But she's like, am I really having the results that I want? Is this really going the way that I need it to go? And what happened in January was she was kind of feeling a little bad for herself. And so she was thinking, I sure am giving up a lot of everything that I love for this journey, and it's not paying me back. And I'm kind of tired of giving up everything that I love. I just went through the holidays and I said no. I said no. And I'm not sure it was even worth it. So she goes to her doctor, and her doctor says to her, you are amazing. I do not know what you've been doing, but your A1C just went from a 6.1 down to a 5.6. I think it was a 5.6. It might have been a 5.4. I am putting not diabetic in your chart. So whatever you're doing, keep going. And she was like, oh my stars, it is working. So her gauge was not a scale. Her gauge was not the perfect zipped up jeans. Her gauge was not, for her, her gauge was her A1C, because that was extremely important to her health journey, right? You guys, trust me, everything else will follow in its time. One of the examples that I've given before is when I went to Alaska on an Alaskan cruise. I went with my mama and my sister. I think it was July of 2017, probably right around this time. And we went on this Alaskan cruise, and one of the days they take the ship and they go into Glacier Bay. And they're going into this little inlet where the glaciers are up the side of the mountain, and it's very tight, and these ships are very large, and they go into the bay, and they have to turn the ship around on a dime. Everybody's lined up along the railings. Everybody's lined up along the railings. Everybody has their cameras out. Everybody's just like jaw dropping Eagles are everywhere. Bald eagles are swirling around. You're looking up and you see the glacier, and you can even every now and then hear it go. And it's like breaks off and it falls down, and then you can hear it splash into the water, and you're just like, wow. And while you're doing that, while you're paying attention to everything else that's going around, you don't even notice, you barely notice that the ship has gone in and it has begun its turn literally on a dime. Like, I don't know. You're just really grateful you have a good captain at that moment. And he turns it around and he goes right back out again. But all that time, you were spending your moments being present. But your ship, there's no way for me to tell you what your ship looks like. I don't know the size of your ship, and I'm not talking about the size of your body. I'm talking about the internal system of what's going on inside of your body. There's no way for me to know. Maybe you've had 5 surgeries in the last year, and you have so much anesthesia that your body is trying to detox from. And until you do that, it's not going to perform the way you want it to perform. Maybe you are on 10 different medications like my dad was. He had a lazy Susan full of meds. So his side effects were like boom, 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 and trying to get them to all play nice with each other just so he was safe to drive every morning. Remember, he was dead at 63, type 2 diabetes. There's no way for me to know what's going on in somebody else's body. Maybe you are barely insulin resistant. You're like, I just found out and I was curious because I was starting to gain weight in my belly. And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not here for this. And you're barely, and maybe your ship is it's small and it's going to turn around more speedily inside of that glacier bay. I don't know. Okay. And so this is why it is, listen, you and I, if you're sitting here chatting with me right now, you and I both have made the decision that even though, yes, we're going to walk the journey with our medical system, because again, we have to do whatever we have to do. That's not my place for anybody, but you on your own, you make your own decisions as to, listen, I have a goal that I want to get off of meds. I have a goal that I want to turn this around. I have a goal that I actually want to lose weight. I have a goal that I want less doctor's appointments. I have a goal that I'm actually going to eat healthy and have energy. I have a goal, fill in the blank. So whatever that is, it's called being your own advocate. So I'm my own advocate. You are your own advocate, and you're going to have to assess your own journey. You're going to have to stop and go, she's right. Like, I just had a major knee surgery, and it was like I was under anesthesia for 4 hours, and my body hasn't fully healed from that yet. And I'm expecting like results to be fast. I need to like simmer down and be super proud of where I am. And you know, or I just went through, like, somebody just died in my family, and wow, that grief hit hard. And I'm expecting my body to perform. Or I just got done I'm taking care of a dementia parent right now. I mean, not me. I did this for 5 years. So this is why I resonate with it. And I think it's time for me to recognize my cortisol is probably a little high. I need to okay, this isn't a marathon. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon. I'm going to give myself permission. Where am I going to be by the holidays this year? Where am I going to be by July 2026? Okay. Like, give yourself that permission. And I am so here for it. I'm so here for you giving yourself permission. You have no idea. I will steward well the goals that you have. I promise I will steward well the journey that you want to take, because it is so exciting. And I will cheer you on and I will encourage you. So when I talk about very specifically, if anybody wants to accelerate what they're doing right now, you've anchored some of your habits. You've already made some strides and you've moved a little forward, but you're like, I need to speed this up a little bit. I need to at least accelerate how my body is responding, because it's not super fast right now. I always talk about 3 pillars. And then if you choose all 3 pillars, it's called the total body reset. I'll show you what those are and you can go look them up for yourself, and then I will help you decide. Does that sound okay? How does that sound today? I feel like that sounds like a really good idea. So the first pillar that I always talk about, you guys, welcome in on TikTok. You guys are amazing. The first thing that I talk about is the trio, which are the 3 supplements that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. And I always put my picture up on TikTok. That's when I was a 2X 10 years ago. So I entered my 50s as a 2X and I had not changed out my glasses yet. Okay. And I was doing the exact same thing that you all are doing. But I used to be able to count points and that worked. And I used to be able to eat in a calorie deficit and that worked. And I used to be able to just up my exercise and that worked. And I used to be able to blah, 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 blah. And then I put on the lens, my glasses of insulin resistance. And I said, okay, I'm going to start doing this. And this is what supported me fully in losing 3 sizes in my 50s because I brought down my insulin, because I got my liver to function and I got my metabolism up. This is where I started. This is pillar number 1, the trio. Okay. Pillar number 2, because again, if you have a gut that's not working, if you have leaky gut, and you'll know things by like you are constipated, you have indigestion, let's see here. I have somebody that has short gut syndrome, so diarrhea all the time. Maybe you're just bloated and you're just like, I barely put food in my mouth and I bloat. Like, what is that? This is what you're wanting. Pillar number 2. This is it's not a greens product. It looks like one, but it is a primer. It is a daily gastrointestinal primer because you want more than just a greens product. I have got a greens product. It's organic. It's amazing. Sweetened with stevia. But this is a primer. This is something that recalibrates your gut because you are looking for healing and sealing. Healing and sealing. Tastes like tea, kind of has a turmeric ginger aftertaste. I put it in a small amount of water, cold water out of my fridge. I froth it up and I down it like a shot, like a wellness shot. I am not a tea person. I do not appreciate a tea flavor. I do not go, oh, yummy, yummy. I cannot wait to take my shot because it doesn't taste like, I'll be really honest. Like somebody over the weekend, they wanted a muffin out of the coffee thing. And they're like, blueberry, lemon, birthday cake. And she's like, I want the birthday cake. I'm like, that's me. I want the birthday cake blizzard from Dairy Queen. I don't want a bran muffin. I don't want to, no, I don't eat muffins. But my point being that I'm just saying like, that's me. So this is far from what I love. I don't love a tea flavor. I never got into Tivana. None of that business. So anyway, I'm just telling you that. So just as a shot or add like a flavored liquid stevia, you'll be happy. And then a probiotic. So this is pillar number 2, 5 live strains on your tongue every day. 5 live strains, recalibrate your gut. You're going to get much, much more performance out of your body. And this will help your liver health. Liver, because if your liver is not functioning, you're not going to burn fat. So stop trying to get your body to perform in a symphony. It's never going to perform. And because it's not going to work. All of your horns are clogged. All of your horns are clogged. And then the last pillar is the fat burning pixie stick. And I know this sounds really crazy, you guys. I really do get this. But this was developed for sports nutrition and it does change your BMI. It changes your body composition. So this is going to help with visceral fat. Tastes like orange candy. And I say take it for 90 days and then take 30 days off. It's a thermogenic. You don't want your body to get used to it. It tastes amazing. I should never put it on my hand like that because there's no way I'm going to like dump that. But it does taste really good. But that's pillar number 3. So pillar number 1, the trio. Pillar number 2, gut reset, the primer and the probiotic. Pillar number 3, dealing with your visceral fat. And I'm just telling you, when I source these pieces together over time, the results have been so amazing and it makes me so happy. But you can go to my site on your own. You can always drop unstuck in the comments if you want to get unstuck. And I will give you, if you're on Facebook anyway, because it'll stay there. But I'll just show you my first last name.com. That's where you go, KirstenLiebelt.com. And you'll see free stuff at the very, very bottom. You'll see where you can get in my Facebook group, all that stuff. But it's super laid out, very simple. Pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3, all three together. It doesn't get more simple than that. Just make sure you register with your name because you don't want to miss out. If you don't register, if you check out as a guest, you guys, and trust me, I do that all the time when I shop online. I'm like, I don't want to sign up for nothing. But then you miss out on the good shipping. You miss out on the customer campaigns. You miss out on the good stuff. Don't do that. Like just take the 2 seconds that it takes to put in your address and stuff. You'll be happy that you did, but always reach out and ask me questions. So we do this every day from at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And so I'll see you back again here tomorrow at 11 a.m. And in the meantime, you can always get into my messages, my messenger, my Instagram DMs. You can text me unstuck and I will get you some information. We can even chat. I can even help you like customize what it is that you're looking for yourself, because everybody is a little different. Remember, your ship looks different than somebody's ship that is next to you. So have grace for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't be a mean girl. Stop that. Stop that. You can't move forward if you're not being nice to yourself or if you have a lot of shame. Can't heal a body that is in shame. We have to change that. We got to shift the dialogue, people. So there you go. All right. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Have such an incredible day. Bye, you guys.